In the past couple of years, there has been an unprecedented amount of disaster in the gaming sphere and especially the AAA gaming industry. Most of it has been obviously caused because of the insane shift to wokeness and trying to appease an audience that would never have honestly bought your game to begin with. And then the other half is just being stupid and political pandering in general. But Code Violet honestly has to take the cake in terms of completely nonsensical low IQ actions, okay? Because they did the most nonsensical thing ever. They decided to make a game explicitly for gooners, obviously, visibly, and they're not even hiding it, and then they proceeded to get mad because gooners are looking at the gooner game. Yes. If you're confused, good, because you should be, because so am I. Unironically, the game plan did not seem to be even remotely smart.
The Code Violet devs are in the FAFO stages of their release because the journalists and wokies they tried to pander to were saying this game is bad because of the horny camera work and the sexy skins, while the gamers who would have supported them and enjoyed this content are pointing and laughing at them online because the developers are hypocrites, the developers attacked us, and the developers didn't want our dollars, and now basically everybody is roasting them online, and it's not looking good for their launch. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic,
essentially this is pathetic. By my best guesstimate, these developers tried to go for the age and tried and true strategy of we're gonna make a game for this specific group of people, but we're gonna pretend it's not. So the people who are, IGNs and all of the slob journos, we're gonna pretend that the game is actually for them and supports them. So they give us 10 out of 10, like, Dragon Age the Veilguard and all of that garbage, Starfield. Well, the chuds are gonna buy the game. Yeah, spoiler, that never works. No side likes you because even the lefties are smart enough to figure out, wait a minute. Imagine IGN being smart enough to figure that you're taking advantage of them. Yeah, that's how stupid your plan was.
If you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, as I always say, developers should be given the choice to put sexy costumes in their game or to not put those in their title. They can make whatever content they want. I even say that about the Dustborns and the Concords and the High Guards, but that doesn't mean that you deserve our praise just for doing what exactly you want, because when you go on to attack people who expected something different and you go on to attack people who are calling out your hypocrisy, yeah, that's a really bad look because these developers are hypocrites. They said that they would not release it on PC because they did not want vulgar mods made of their character. They didn't want you over-sexualizing this lead character, but what do they do?
Cool.
Go ahead and give you lingerie in the game, and if you look at all of the teasers and trailers, they definitely market it with sex appeal. There's constantly images of the character's butt and her cleavage, and I personally don't mind, again, if the developers don't want a focus on sex appeal in their title, but they can't be hypocrites and say, oh, you can't sexualize the character, but we can, and then we can put that in our game. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah, one of their initial arguments was, unironically, in respect towards the actresses and people who helped make this game, we are not gonna allow you to do that, but we're gonna do it ourselves. It's this... Yes, it just makes so much sense if you don't think about it.
And even the journalists are now attacking this title, saying, oh, the sexy costumes and the horny camera work go against the tone of the game. And they're also just saying it's dated, it's buggy, it's not a great experience, which, as I always say, I do not trust video game journalists, but I personally will not be giving this a shot myself because these developers blocked me, or their community manager blocked me. The community manager has blocked.
Yes. Let's block the people who are gonna market your game effectively for free. Yes, yes, beautiful.
Many people, and ultimately I am not going to give them my dollars. You can if you want. If you think this game looks good, I hope you buy it. I hope
No.
that you enjoy it. But it is just very interesting to see the journalist saying, yeah, it's not good, when these are the exact types of people that the Code Violet team clearly wanted their game to appeal to. I mean, even IGN said Code Violet is not the Dino Crisis successor you may have hoped for. It doesn't even clear the bar of being a successful clone of the various other third-person shooters it cribs most of its ideas from. Its maps layout are dated, the visual style was a letdown. Push Square said Code Violet is a mess, crummy combat, tedious exploration, technical problems, the sexy costumes, and horny camera work seem at odds with both Violet as a character and the tone of the writing. Even at 6 hours
Nice.
long, it's tough to recommend. And while on one side you have the journalists and really the wokies attacking it, now gamers are pointing and laughing too. I mean, I know I had said it's too bad modders can't fix this one, because I will still buy a game to support developers
Is this game, though, out? Let's check.
who are putting their best foot forward, even if it's not a 10 out of 10, even if it needs mods. Some of my favorite games need to be modded, like Skyrim. A vanilla Skyrim is
Oh, right, it's not on. It's not on Steam charts, so it's not gonna be on Steam DB. Right, I'm an idiot.
definitely showing its age now. I still have fun with it, but with mods, it becomes a phenomenal experience. But they said they didn't appreciate modders. They said that they weren't releasing it on PC because of modders. And
It's like they literally learned from Bethesda. You know, Bethesda, the company that pretty much has only success because of modding. Yeah, those guys, they also hate modders. What a great strategy.
so I just have to really look at the
It sometimes honestly feels like some of these companies are allergic to money. It really looks like they're just doing everything just so they cannot make money. It's like, how do you make all of the decisions that are gonna come together to make negative money? How? Is really that your goal, to make negative money?
base experience, and it's definitely not worth full freaking price. They expect you to pay $50 for a buggy and broken game. Yeah, it's just not going to happen
50?
with the way that
Arc Raiders is 40. Silk Song is 20. What do you mean 50? 50 for what?
this studio has acted. Now, Pirate Nation had made this post about this, and the developers actually responded, or again, the
Jesus.
social media manager, whoever is running this account, we don't really know, but
The fans who don't exist and the players who have already left love Code Violet, yes.
one would deduce it's one or the other, said the fans and players love Code Violet, which, by the way, they said this yesterday when the game hadn't even come out yet. I assume they mean
Based.
people loved the way that the teasers and trailers looked, but technically, you know,
No, don't do this. Don't give them any possibility or credentials or a way out. These people are flat out lying to our faces, and they, as all of the good lefties, are just hoping that we won't actually check what's right in front of our eyes. They 100% intended to just gaslight you into believing that, hey, the fans and the players love it, even though the game's not out. 100% that was their intent. 100% their intent. Make no mistake, these people are gonna lie about something that's right in front of your eyes because that doesn't fit their agenda. It's disgusting.
fans and players couldn't love Code Violet to the fullest, but the opinions of two individuals who didn't like it have no effect. Code Violet has been and continues to be a massive success. Our fans and players are the
Well, I mean, it's true. There are so many massive successes like Dragon Age the Veilguard, where EA literally said that it wasn't a success, but it was a success if you're woke. You know, Assassin's Creed Shadows, massive success if you're woke, not actually a success if you're if you're Ubi slop. Ghost of Yote, massive success if you're woke. Confirmed non-success if you're non-woke, and you know, if you're the company who made it. Like all of these massive successes with no sales, I love it so much.
ones who matter, which is just so hilarious because the two individuals they are talking about, I'm assuming,
Code violated.
me and Pirate Nation, we have been talking about Code Violet quite a bit. They are really upset by our comments on this topic, but maybe they just mean two individuals, as in, oh my god, there's like two guys who hate it. And they're not being serious. Either way, though, that's clearly not the case, as there are hundreds to thousands of people who are commenting online saying it looks bad. I mean, even on my videos, right? 25k views, hundreds of
Dude, when IGN says it's bad, you know it's bad.
Comments, people saying, yeah, I'm going to pass on this, but it's just unfortunate when developers really dig themselves deeper into a hole. They, a couple of weeks ago, had gone on this blocking spree. If they had reversed that and said, you know what, we were too hasty, we got a little bit personally bothered, we're sorry, we've unblocked everybody, I would say, let's let bygones be bygones. Have a conversation with me about this game. Maybe you can clarify a little bit better why you didn't want your game on PC.
Never happening. Never happening, and everyone knows it.
I would have tried to give them a chance to basically say, we love modders, this just isn't the direction we wanted to take our game in, but nope, they've doubled, tripled, quadrupled down, and whoever's running this social media account has made it so plenty of people are not buying their game now. If you have to assert that something is a great success, it probably isn't. Taking a shit on the entire PC gaming community is not something you wash yourself of with words. You won't learn until you're completely bankrupt and out of a job and embarrassed to say that you work there on your
They're probably gonna even, keep saying that when they're bankrupt.
resumes. Activism has no place in gaming. We'll be emulating this as soon as possible just to put lewd mods on it. We'll tag you so that you can enjoy. People laughing, saying, it's good to hear you have a strong, dedicated player base. They can definitely help bring up the game with community-driven content once it ports to PC, right? IGN 4 out of 10, Push Square 4 out of 10, IGN Spain 4 out of 10, 4 News 4.9, Game Only 1.25 out of 5. And as I will say, I do not trust video game journalists. There are plenty of people who are streaming it themselves, but I've already seen a little bit of content surrounding this title, and it does not look good. This might actually be one.
I mean, honestly, if we ignore the gooning parts of the trailers that they had, there's nothing to talk about.
One of those extremely rare instances where journalists and gamers are aligned, and looking over on the.
Now, granted, that is not to say journalists are still right. They're wrong, but they're still wrong, but they're accidentally right, okay? That's how it is.
PlayStation Store, the ratings so far are a 2.92 out of 1,440.
But these are just what was this called? I forgot. Review bombing. That's right. This is just evil review bombing from the chuds.
7 ratings. There are 34% 5-star, 8% 4-star, 11% 3-star, 11% 2-star, and 37% 1-star. So there are more 1-stars than there are 5-stars. And I do think for the 5-stars, these are clearly people who are trying to like reverse review bomb it and leave positive scores, but they can't even positively affect this game clearly, as there are still more 1 and 2 stars.
Yeah, this is absolutely needless to say hopeless. This game has no future, and I mean, honestly, who the hell is even surprised about that? I personally am not. And probably neither are you. Anyway, that was a very dark 10 out of 10, mommy. Bye!